From Lithuania to Luxembourg, welcome and welcome back, fellow fans of Clash of Clans. It is your host, Galadon, and it is time for more exciting Builder Hall 10 Builder Base 2.0 content as we talk about the new pain in Clash of Clans. And what I mean is, okay, this episode today, I will admit, has a dual purpose, a dual meaning. Now, we're talking about painful attacks in the Builder Hall, which now, instead of being a 99% fail, have you seen this? Yes, a 197% fail, because that is the number that you achieve if you get every building except for one final building in the second stage. But that is only part of what I'm here to talk about today. I am also here to listen to your concerns, to embrace your feedback, and to pass it on to the Clash team. Know that they have been working diligently on improving the playability and experience in the Builder Hall since the update. I share your frustration, and the good news is, as I re-record this portion of today's episode, it seems that the bugs have pretty much been worked out. We have had quite a few maintenances. We have seen optional updates show up. Make sure you check your local app store and have the most recent version of Clash of Clans downloaded, and things should be good. I was going to go in and complain a little bit and talk about some of the issues I've had, but it looks like most of them have been worked out. And the builder base, I mean, let's look at this from a broad perspective. Obviously, yes, they have some creators beta testing things like big updates. The problem is, how many creators can you possibly have beta testing, and then you're going to turn this out where millions of players are going to be playing it, and it's just not the same stress test as maybe a few dozen players versus a few dozen million. All right, so there, by the way, you saw the point of today's episode, the 197% fails that will be created by this new version of the builder base. And that is going to be interesting because, well, that's the number where if you've left one building behind, you just barely failed to grab a 6-star. But now that I've had a chance to play the builder base a little bit more this week, I can tell you that 197% doesn't leave you feeling like you failed, at least not in my opinion, because you're not in a versus battle. You don't have to worry if the other guy got the 6-star and you only got 5.995 stars and he won. No, it's more likely that you got 197% and maybe your opponent got 177 or 152 or even 97. And speaking of 97%, and I believe that's the number, that's actually the worst pain right now in all of the builder base, is when you get through the first stage and you leave one building behind, maybe a time fail. That's the worst. This is not so bad. So you got 197%. You didn't quite grab the maximum trophies, but unless you're pushing for #1 global or local, which I doubt any of us are here, just saying, not that, pros don't visit the channel, but maybe they do. What was I saying? Anyway, okay, so there's 197%, not as bad as not finishing the first phase, time failing, and not getting to the second phase at all. Speaking of not getting to the second phase, I had a couple of these happen the last few days, and luckily this also seems to have been fixed, and it was happening on offense and on defense. So those of you that saw either A, problems with disconnecting, or 2, the inability to finish an attack like you're about to see right here, all of these things seem to have been repaired. And the good news is nobody lost, their job over it. Well, I don't think so anyway. And nobody lost a bunch of money over it. If you gemmed the update, everybody was having the same problem. And now it appears that everybody's problems have been resolved. That was mine. I got stuck after the first stage and didn't get to go on to the second stage. What I was saying was, this seems to have been happening just about as often on defense as on offense, so it kind of works out more or less in the end. I didn't get a chance to attack that second phase, and JoJo right here, even though there's a bunch of troops still alive, there was no second phase of the attack, and it worked out pretty well for me there. So yes, these things happen. Once again, I'm not worried about it because now it seems to be running smoothly. And yes, I mean, we have seen some bugs, and I would say in the past 6 months to a year, the updates have felt like they've had a few more bugs and glitches than we have seen in the past. And not working for Supercell, I don't know what the answer to that is, why that's happening. You know, there's any number of reasons that could be happening, and it could have to do with hardware, software, Apple, Google Play. You never know. It really could. So I honestly just play the game. I love the game, and I'm happy that the builder base seems stable. I mean, you guys got to remember, right? It's all about just having fun, and there is no esports side of this right now, so nobody's losing championships and things like that, so don't be all hurt if you had some issues for a couple of days, because it looks like it works now. And honestly, just peeling back the veil for a moment and being really honest with you guys, of all the games that I've played, the games that I've played the most, like, say, World of Warcraft and EverQuest before that, those games always had tons of bugs, like way more bugs than you see in most Supercell games. So for them to kind of show their human side, that's all it is to me. It's like, okay, fine. We're so accustomed to flawless updates and not seeing the crash glitches and things like that, yeah, it's been a little bit painful, but overall, I'm happy, and I'm just gonna stay positive. I am back to playing every day. I did take a break for about 3 days early on just to wait, because I am a competitive player, and this definitely has more of a competitive feel to it than, say, Legend League in the home village. And that has, oh man, okay, I'll tell you guys right now, Clash Royale, that game absolutely enrages me. And when I was playing in versus battles, I kind of got a similar feel. I'm not getting that feel over here as much, especially, and I'm not saying I'm afraid to face the same player that I'm attacking on defense, but especially when you attack player A and at the same time you take a defense, and that defense is from player B, because both happen. Have you noticed that? That sometimes you can attack somebody and they're attacking you at the same time, and then you can attack somebody and you get some other random person attacking you. So it's not even anything like a versus battle, and I would say I prefer it that way. I really do. So let's just keep it that way, and hopefully the player pool gets large enough that you don't see that often. Maybe it's smaller where I am, because I have been attacking in the top 200 in the US, not globally. I'm not good enough to make top 200 global, but top 200 US. So if you check out those leaderboards, you might see Galadon, but I'm gonna be honest, that's about as far as you'll ever see me go. So the new rage in Clash of Clans, 197% attacks, but maybe we should go back to the drawing board and watch those first phase fails, because those are way more painful. So let me know. Send me your feedback. Come to a live stream and discuss. Ask me questions. Thank you, Galafam, for sticking around all the way to the end of the episode. You are the true hashtag Galafam. That's why I love thinking about it. I appreciate every single one of you every single day. So get out there, make the best of the rest of your day, week, month, and year. Be kind to other people. I almost said, I'll see you back here again tomorrow for more full attacks. You understood everything I said, right? Of course you did.
Galadon, is that what it's called? A Galarant? Sorry, I couldn't hear you over all the whining.